Put your hands down. Don't raise your hand unnecessary. Put your hands down, everyone. No need to raise your hand. Okay, we will begin the chapter. We will continue the chapter. Okay, don't need to raise your hand. Put your hands down. There is no need to raise your hands. Okay, put your hands down. Yashraj and Rudransh, put your hands down. There is no need to raise your hands. Okay, so at the last turn, we have discussed about the light, its properties, that light travels in a straight line. Okay. And there is an activity which I told you to read by yourself. Have you gone through the activity? Anyone? Have you gone through the activity? Okay. Navya, 5th E. Have you gone through the activity on page number 119?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Have you gone through the activity?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do you concluded from the activity? What do you observe?
So I have seen that I fold a paper and see the bulb. So I see the candle. So the light travels in the, and when I bend that, I can't see that light.
Very good. Very good. So you have to fold the paper like this, okay, and see any light source, okay, either candle or any bulb in your room, and you can see from this hole properly. But when you fold the paper, what you observe, you can't see the light because the light is coming straight through it.
Yes, sir. Light is coming straight.
Okay. So light is coming straight through it. This shows the property of a light, that light travels in a straight line. First, what we have done, that we have fold the paper like this, or you take a pipe, okay. When you see from this hole, you can see the light source properly. But when you fold the paper, what happened? The light cannot travel in a straight path because there is a obstacles, or here, due to the fold of this paper, light will not travel to the second end point, okay, other end point. So this shows that light travels in a straight line. Okay. So we have discussed about natural and artificial source of light. Natural source which produce their own light, that is sun, stars, glowworm, lightning, fire. An artificial source of light, that is lamp, bulb, tube light, candle, torch. Then we have discussed how do we see things if on the basis of two types of object, luminous object and non-luminous object. Non-luminous object does not produce their own light, and luminous object produce their own light. Okay, so examples of non-luminous objects are tube light, because tube light produce their own light, bulb and torch, lamp, and many other things. And non-luminous object, that is that do not produce their own light, that is like chair, sorry, that do not produce light. Human body, chair, table. Okay. Okay, I'm giving you one example and you have to tell me in which category it will come. Moon, luminous or non-luminous? Okay, I will ask randomly to one of the student. You have to answer me. Okay, Samriddhi Tiwari, moon is luminous or non-luminous?
Luminous.
Luminous. Okay, let's give chance to another student. Sambhavi Pandey.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
The moon is non-luminous because it uses sunlight.
Very good. Very good. So moon is non-luminous object because moon shines or gives light due to the reflection of sun. It does not produce its own light. So moon will be non-luminous object. Okay. And B, human body, chair, table, all are non-luminous objects. Then we have discussed about transparent, translucent, and opaque object. Transparent, for which we can see, through which we can see clearly through them, or we can see the light pass completely through the transparent object. Translucent, partially, okay, or little bit we can see through it, or any blur type of image, blur type of things we see through translucent object. Opaque object we cannot see through it because light cannot pass through opaque object. Just like this duster, we human body. So what happened when light passed through the opaque object? What happened? Light cannot pass through the opaque object. So there is a shadow formation. So now our next topic is shadow. So when light falls on opaque object, we see a dark area on the other side of object. You can see here. Suppose this is the light source. Okay, and there is any opaque object. Opaque object. So what you observe, there will be a dark area on the other side of image, other side of the light source, or we can say sun, torch, anything. So this is called shadow. Okay, put your hands down, everyone, put your hands down. There is no need to raise your hands. Put your hands down. And size of shadows varies. It changes with the change in the position of the source of light. A shadow is always formed on the dark opposite side of the light and appears black or dark. See, it always form opposite side of the light source. And this is sun, shadow will be formed here, and it varies to the source of light. Suppose this is a light source, okay, and shadow formation is here. Okay, you can see shadow of my hand on the board. If I took my hands near the light source, what happened? The shadow will be big. Okay, see, if I put my hands near the light source, okay, close to the light source, the shadow will be big. If I put my hands away from the light source, see, the length of the shadow is decreasing. Can you see on the board here the shadow of my palm? Okay, so my question is to you, this is the first case and this is the second case. Okay, in which case the length of the shadow will be big? In which case the length of the shadow will be big? My question is to who will answer? Okay, Samriddhi Lamba.
Hello.
Ah,
Good morning, sir.
good morning. In which case the length of the shadow will be big?
In first case,
In first case. Why?
so because it is close to the box,
It is close to the.
torch or the box.
Okay, fine.
Thank you, sir.
So correct answer is first case, because here the light source and the opaque objects are close to each other. So I told you, and I have show you the example also with the flashlight of the mobile and the my palm. If we put the opaque object close to the light source, what happens? The length of the shadow will be big. If the opaque object or any object, opaque object and the light source, distance between them is uh, long, or we can say it is away from the light source, so length of the shadow will be small. So here shadow length or shadow size, big, small, we can say large shadow. Okay, Anant Shukla, can you hear me? Anant Shukla.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the color of the shadow.
Sir, black.
Black or dark? Very good. So the shadow, the color of the shadow is always black or dark in color. And you can notice yourself also when you stand in the sunlight. Okay, what happened? You form your shadow at the opposite side. Means suppose sun is facing towards the east, the shadow will be in the west direction. Okay, if you are facing sun, the shadow will be behind you. If your body means your back portion is facing the sun, you will find your shadow this side, always opposite to the light source. Sun is in the east direction, your shadow will be in the west direction. Now, condition required for the formation of shadow. What is the condition required for the formation of shadow? Let's see here. First, a source of light, because without light there will be no shadow formation. And there will be which type of object? Aditya Agrawal. Can you hear me? Okay, no problem.
Hello.
Yes, Aditya.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, tell me which type of object form the shadow?
Like body.
Okay, Shraddha Singh.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Which type of object forms shadow?
Sir,
We have discussed three types of object. So which type of object forms shadow?
sir, opaque.
Opaque. Very good. So the first condition should be object should be opaque. Here we are discussing condition for shadow formation. Condition for shadow formation. So object should be opaque, because opaque object blocks the light. Okay, so when light is blocked, then only shadow form. In transparent object, there is no chance of shadow formation. Second, there should be a light source. There should be a light source. Light source. Either sun, tube light, torch, or anything. Third one is there should be a surface. I showed you now here. If the shadow of my palm is forming, so where it is forming, there should be a screen or any surface where the shadow formation takes place. Okay, so there should be a path, or there should be a screen or any surface where shadow can be formed. So the third condition is that a surface, there should be a surface. There should be a surface. Just like when we stand on the ground, so where our shadow form on the earth surface. Okay, here the shadow formation takes place on the board, so there should be a surface for the shadow formation, either that is a screen or earth or any board. Just like this is also act as a screen or a surface for the shadow formation. Now, formation of a shadow at different times. So just now we have discussed about the condition required for the shadow formation is that first one, there should be a source of light, object should be opaque, and there should be a surface for where the shadow can be formed, just like screen, board, or earth surface. Now, formation of a shadow at different times. You have observed that in a total daytime, means one day, the length of the shadow varies due to the Okay. So I want to ask you that from Satyam Gupta, in which time the shadow length will be long? Yes, Satyam Gupta.
Hello?
Huh. Tell me in which time the shadow length will be short?
Sir, moon time.
Noon time. And in which time the shadow length is long?
Sir, sir,
Hmm. Okay.
sir, late afternoon.
Okay. In the morning also, in the late afternoon also. Okay. Fine. So length of shadow, we have concluded length of shadow is short at which time? Noon time. Why it has happened? Because the sun is overhead. The sun is just overhead with us, just like this condition. Okay. So the length of shadow is short, and at the earth goes farther from the sun. So what happened? The length of shadow increases. So in the morning, just like this, morning, the shadow length is long, and at afternoon, what happens? The earth moves and the condition becomes like this. So the length of shadow decreases. And again in the evening or late afternoon, the earth moves farther from the light source. So length of the shadow increases. So the in the known condition, the sun and earth position is like this. Okay. So the length of the shadow is shortest in the noon time. So the conclusion is length of the shadow is shorter at the noon time and longer at morning or late afternoon, or we can say just at the time of sunset. Late afternoon. Now there are features of shadow. Okay, so just see in the book. I will ask to the students. Okay, you have to tell me. You have to read the features of a shadow. Okay. Now the first features. Uh, Muhammad Fazal. Muhammad Fazal Khan. Okay, read the first feature on page number 122. Okay, he's not responding. Okay, Anvesha Pandey.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning. Okay, so
A shadow is formed
huh.
on the opposite side of a light source.
Okay, so my question is to you: if the light source is in each direction, so what is the position of the shadow?
Sir, I think in west direction.
Very good. So opposite of east is west direction. So if light source is in each direction, the shadow formation will be in the west direction. Good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Second point will read Harshit Sharma. Harshit Sharma.
Hello, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning. Read the second point. You don't have a book with you.
Sir, have.
So read the second point. Okay. No
Second
problem.
point.
Okay. Talha Ansari. Don't waste time. Just read the points. What happened? Okay. Shraddha Singh.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Oh, good morning.
A shadow is formed on the.
No, second point. Second point.
If you are facing light, your shadow will be formed behind you. If your back is to the light, your shadow will be formed in front of you.
Okay, so what you understand from the point? Just tell me.
If we are facing the light, the shadow will formed behind us. And if we are facing back the shadow, back, then the shadow will formed front of you.
Okay, see here. This is a duster, and this we are assuming this is the front part of the body. This is front part, and this is back part. Okay, so if we are facing the shadow, just like this is the light source and this is the shadow. So where is the shadow form? Just back
Sir?
of the object. Okay. Yes. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So if we are facing towards the light source, the shadow formation is behind us. See, the shadow formation is behind the duster on the board. And if we are facing back of the to the back, so what happened? The shadow formation is in front of us because this is the front portion. Okay, this is the front portion, and the shadow formation is here. So the shadow is in the front of the body. Okay. So third point is features of shadow is light is necessary for the formation of shadow. Okay, so that is we have discussed. Without light, there is no shadow formation. Okay, suppose we are in a dark room, we can't see any shadow because there is no light source. Fourth point, a shadow is always black in color. So we have observed on the screen, the shadow is always black or dark. Okay, a shadow shows only the shape of object. Okay, so if any shadow formation is taking place, so what happened? It shows the shape of the object. Okay, not clear image. How the object looks, not the clear image. Only show the shape of object. Just like this. See, this shows the shape of object. The shape of my palm, and this is the shape of the chalk, not the image. Okay, on which color? Because the shadow color is always black. The size of a shadow depend upon the distance between the object, the source of the light. Okay, so we have also discussed the size of a shadow is depend upon the distance between the source of light and the object. Okay, as the distance between the source of light and object increases, the size of a shadow decreases. So see here. Here, it is close to the light source and object. The shadow formation is big. And if we move the object away from the light source, you can see the length of the shadow decreases. And this experiment you can do by yourself at your home. Okay, so in next class we will discuss about the movement of the earth and formation of day and nights. Okay, so your homework is that you just observe the condition, in which condition the shadow formation, the length of the shadow is long, and which condition the length of the shadow is short. That is the point, last point on page number 122. So we will meet in the next class. Thank you. Bye.